Dog, cats, pets that you normally have that seem like they're, normal. But what about an unusual pet that you or somebody that you know had? I don't know, an iguana.
Yeah, that'd be unusual.
A python, a rat. I don't know.
Let me tell you. So TJ and I were talking the other day.
Oh, yeah, this is where we're getting at. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. And TJ, your pet that you used to have.
Yeah.
That I used to have?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had a hedgehog. A beautiful little albino hedgehog with red eyes. And his name was Earl.
Of course his name was Earl. That is an awesome name for a hedgehog. So when he said this, I'm like, you had a hedgehog? Like, how do you take care of a hedgehog?
It's a rough little process. Like, you have to have a heat lamp, a wheel. They only are awake during the nighttime, so if you play with them, you have to wait till nighttime to play with them. Even then, they're kind of skittish. They eat certain foods, and they eat cat food sometimes. So,
cat food?
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Like they get into the cat food, or you deliberately give them?
No, you deliberately give it to them.
Oh.
Yeah, but they're cool little creatures.
But can't they hurt you?
Oh, yeah, they can hurt. They can hurt a lot. I had him close up on my finger, like they'll ball up, and I had him close up on my finger one time.
And what did you do?
I screamed.
I mean, how do you get him to not do that? Because he's doing that like a defense mechanism or something.
Yeah, you just play with him more and hope that he doesn't do it.
Please let me go. Please let me go. Please let me go.
A hedgehog. How does a hedgehog become a guy's pet?
And why didn't you name him Sonic?
Yeah, right?
Over here.
Right? I don't even know.
You missed it.
I go off of what they look like, and to be honest, he looks like an Earl.
It looks like an Earl. Okay.
He ain't blue enough to be a Sonic. That's
Well, true that.
Yeah.
So how about you?
Yeah.
Most unusual pet that was in your family at one time. What's the story? 800-447-7234. It's his morning crew.
His morning crew.
The man's pet is, or was, a hedgehog. It's Rob and Liz, his morning crew on his radio. We're talking about one of our producers.
Yes.
TJ had a hedgehog.
And it was named Earl. Mm-hmm. But we're talking about unusual pets. I don't know that we ever had a really unusual pet. We've had a lizard. We've had guinea pigs. Things like that. Box turtle.
Is that why one of your email addresses have lizard?
No, because when I was a kid, and still, even to this day, that's my nickname is Lizard.
Lizard?
Yeah, it comes from Liz. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I get it.
Yeah.
I understand.
It's lizard with two Z's. Thank you very much. Mason said, I had a ferret named Lucy, and that animal stank to high heaven. Not stunk. I mean, stank. Which is the part of that text
sure.
that I love. Okay, so Shayna said, my family used to have sugar gliders. I had no idea what that was.
That's an animal?
Yeah, a black beauty and a mosaic. They sleep all day. They're awake all night. Lots of attention. Takes about 2 weeks for them to know that you are their person, and they are soft and they are lovable.
So they sent a picture, and it looks like they're in a purse?
It looks like it.
I can't make it. Is that a bird?
Shayna, did you take it into the movie theater with you? Because that's what that looks like.
Uh-oh.
What TJ knows about sugar gliders.
Are they
by
birds?
The way.
So, they're not birds. They're little squirrels, but you buy pouches for them and everything, and you carry them around in pouches, and you can take them anywhere, and they'll hang out with you and just stay right with you.
Oh, Shayna said they're in the kangaroo family, so that makes sense. But
that's why the pouch.
You can think of them kind of like flying squirrels, just a lot smaller, bigger eyes, and adorable.
And they bark? Is that what I heard?
Really?
They bark?
Yes, they do.
But is it like a or is it, how is it? Like,
they sound kind of like they're kind of like a or something, like some sort of little.
Oh, so like a seal. Okay.
Or a rooster.
They sound like a little siren or something. Like they just detected something, like oh or something.
Okay. So here's Karen.
Please do not take my word for it.
Okay, good.
Okay, well, I already did. 800-447-7234. What about you, Karen?
Me and my brother, we used to have a pet skunk.
How does a skunk become a pet?
My dad was out in the woods on our acreage, and he found these baby skunks. So he brought 2 of them home, and one was my brother's, and one belonged to me. I named mine Pepe Le Pew.
Of course.
My brother's, which I was about 5, his passed away during an operation. My dad took him to be debagged, I guess that's what you call it, so they wouldn't spray. And his passed away, so I gave him mine. We had to move because our home collapsed. It was an older home, and they had to stay behind. But they were really sweet little animals, so cute. When they bit or chewed on you, like it felt like a puppy.
Would you let your kids have a skunk?
I would. We've had billy goats. We've had, of course, pigs and chickens and cows and such. So I would. I definitely would.
Rob and Liz.
His Morning Crew.
There's a place of surrender, and that's right at the cross. Lay it all down there. I'm Rob. She's Liz. It's His Morning Crew on His Radio because TJ, one of our producers, used to have a hedgehog as a pet. We started thinking about the unusual pet that you may have had at one time at 800-447-7234.
Marie had a great childhood. She said, when I was a kid, I was fascinated with chimpanzees, so my daddy ordered a spider monkey, and it came in the mail. I didn't know you could do that.
Amazon in.
Right? She said she was wild and she made a very high-pitched noise, and so they named her Tweetsy. She lived with them about a year, but she had to leave because she jumped on her mother's head.
Oh, yeah. You don't do that to Mama.
You don't do that to Mama. And then Stacy said her children had a lightning bug named Grape.
Grape. Very nice.
It reminds me of The Princess and the Frog.
I was just learning about that movie.
Yeah. Evangeline. I love it.
A lightning bug in love with a star? Is that the whole thing?
Well, he's in love with a lightning bug that he thinks has now become a star. So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's the love of his life. Evangeline. It's just the sweetest.
Well, they can't get married.
No, not now.
Okay.
It's just sweet.
What's the name of the flick?
Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog.
Yes.
But I thought it was a lightning bug in love with a lightning bug.
Well, yeah, but he's
What's
one
the
of
frog got to do with anything?
The Princess and the Frog? It's... What? Fairy tales, princesses?
Is there a princess
if you kiss
in the
frog,
movie?
It becomes the prince.
I thought the
your
movie was
dreams?
about a lightning bug in
he's
love with a
supporting
star.
character.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
there's a bigger story here.
Yes.
All right. Now I'm getting it.
Rob and Liz.
His Morning Crew.
Time is really running out now for you to get pre-registered to choose your chill and win some amazing things. It's either one or the other when it comes to this.
Yeah, it's a high-end deluxe refrigerator that you could have for your family, or you could choose that home theater system, surround sound, that big screen TV, and that's probably something you want to talk about with your family. Okay, what would we choose?
If you wanted a Christmas gift and you only had those two,
Yeah.
I know what you would choose.
What?
So, you know too. So just choose it to choose your chill. Yeah. So here's a way that you can enter. You can call on next Monday, and just say, I want to register for Choose Your Chill. Or better yet, just do this.
Yeah, you can go online right now. Go ahead and get involved with Share-a-thon online at hisradio.com. Tap where it says give. You can do that inside the My His Radio app. You can also just text in the keyword give to 800-447-7234, and we will send you that link right now.
Time is running out. This is the last week you can do that. Hisradio.com.
Rob and Liz.
His Morning Crew.
So some sea turtles are endangered. You know this, right? So for some reason, there are people that when the mama turtle comes up on the beach, digs her little area to lay her eggs, there are people that try to save those eggs, obviously, but then there are other people that want to break in and they want to steal those eggs because they're a delicacy at restaurants and bars.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad they're doing that.
I know. And they know these turtles are endangered. It's all wrong. Anyway, there are different organizations that are out there and they're trying to save these endangered turtles. One of these organizations has come up with 3D printed and GPS-enabled decoy sea turtle eggs.
Get out, really?
Yeah, really. And what they say is the people that go in and steal those eggs generally are pretty local. They don't come in and steal them and then, take off 300 miles away. I mean, they stay very local and trade to the restaurants and bars right there. It's just not good. So what they're doing, GPS-enabled decoy eggs so that they can track them and find out who's doing this.
Look at that.
3D printed. Which is wild.
I know.
To me. So
they're making houses with 3D printers now.
I know. You can make anything. Have you ever watched a sea turtle like make its way back to the ocean? Not back to, but to the ocean.
Yeah.
It's the wildest.
It is. Their instinct, they know what area to go, what direction to go in. They don't go toward the road. They go right to the water.
Right, because they're following that light, the moon. They're following that huge orb in the sky, and they're looking for it, and that's how they get back to where they're supposed to go.
So they follow the light.
They do follow the light. What we should all do.
Right?
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
She called the cops. She's like, you're not going to believe this. No, not Liz.
Okay.
This is some lady in Germany. And she's like, there is a sea monster in my house.
What now?
Literally, she was absolutely convinced that what she saw in her house was a sea monster. She wasn't seeing things. The police came. They wanted to help her.
Yeah.
They probably thought as they were driving up, sea monster? Really? What is this? So they go inside. Sure enough, they saw it.
Was it a sea monster?
It's a crab.
Wait a minute. How do you mistake a crab for a sea monster?
Because the thing was actually huge.
Oh,
crabs are not that big.
Not normally.
No, I mean, it wasn't lobster size,
Not
but
the ones I order.
It was big. It was 10 limbs.
Ugh.
Yeah, and it's called a Chinese mitten crab. And so it has more limbs than your usual crab.
Because they normally have 8.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Or 6? I don't know.
Sure, nailed it. But this thing's had 10 in the garage. She called it a sea monster. But everything's okay, and this thing's, well, in the sea.
So a mitten crab,
mitten crab.
Does it wear mittens, or like mittens do like the front little, it's like a, I don't know how to describe what I'm talking about. Does it look like it's getting ready to throw a snowball? Great. I don't know, like, how a glove has places for your fingers, a mitten does not.
Okay.
Is that the way the front 2 claws look?
No,
is that why
they're normal claws.
Then why they call it a mitten claw? I mean, a mitten crab.
Because.
Just because they
It only comes
something
out
else?
during Christmas time.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
When your kids went out for a sporting team or, cheerleading or whatever, and, they had the tryouts, and then you wait. Sometimes it can be a day, later on that afternoon. It's always a little stressful. You're like, oh, please.
The unknown, wondering if you're going to be picked to be on the team.
Yes, and their little hearts are set on it, and you don't want them to be disappointed. Well, that happened with Kayla. She found out on a Friday that they were going to have cheerleading tryouts on that Monday. And they were given a routine. They were emailed, I guess, the choreography for this routine. She had to learn it over the weekend. She practiced for 16 hours over the weekend between Friday and Monday morning before she went to school. So on Monday afternoon, I guess, or Tuesday maybe afternoon, she had to call or go online and look for her number. Her number was 17. And she had to find out if she made it on the cheerleading team after all of her work.
And?
She made it.
Well, that's good. Good for her.
Kayla has Down syndrome.
She does.
She does. And her mom, of course, was just like, this is her dream. She has danced since she was a little girl. She's taken cheer lessons and all this, but she wanted to be on her high school JV team. She competed against 35 other girls. There were only 20 spots to be had.
And she's won.
And Kayla is now on the JV squad.
Best one, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Look at that smile. Oh, my goodness.
She works so hard.
Yeah.
Way to go. And that's the way it's done,
Yeah, it is. I love that story.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
This is from the open mic.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to say thank you for everything you do. You bless my day. You uplift and encourage me, and I'm able to do the same for others because of everything you help me get throughout the day. I'm a parts delivery specialist, so I listen to his radio all the time, every day. I love you all so much. My kids are hearing it on the daily, and I'm happy about that because I know that they are being fed good things for their soul. I want to thank you guys again, and God bless you all.
Oh, well, thank you for leaving that on the open mic. And I want to thank you personally for making this available to people just like her that just need a little bit of hope and a pick-me-up throughout the workday and something for their kids as well.
Yeah. And, when you give a gift to keep his radio on the air and continue that ministry, that's who it's affecting. It's not only there for you, but people you may never meet, people you may never hear their story, but it's getting into their lives and the lives of their children, their family, and so on and so on. And that's what a gift to his radio means.
Do want to ask you to pray about being involved with his radio. Share-a-thon begins on Monday, and your gift of support is going to make such a huge difference. So if you would, go ahead and begin praying right now on what your gift could be during Share-a-thon that begins next week.
His Morning Crew.
It's about time we have some variety at Mickey D's.
Okay.
I mean, there's only so many Egg McMuffins that you can have, right?
Yeah.
So they're coming out with some new breakfast items
Oh, good. Okay.
at Mickey D's.
Healthy, or what are we looking at? Okay.
Okay,
I was
so
trying.
there's you can find healthy stuff there.
You can.
Mm-hmm.
English muffin, piece of Canadian bacon. It's one of the best go-tos that I've found.
Apple fritter at Mickey D's, blueberry muffin or cinnamon roll, and the McCafe. Did I say that right?
Yeah, McCafe.
All the bakery items. They're going to be all available all day.
All day long?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a cinnamon roll. If I have a cinnamon roll for breakfast, I don't feel good. It's one of my favorite things in the world is a cinnamon roll.
But the sugar just gets you?
It does. First thing in the morning, like I could do it, as a little treat, maybe in the afternoon at some point.
But it's
with a
there.
glass of milk, but
Then you got the big old apple fritter.
that's my husband's favorite. He likes apple
Oh, then
fritters.
he's going to be stopping at Mickey D's a lot.
I don't know. I hope not. I mean, not every day. We don't need those things every single
You
day.
hear that, Joey?
No.